Schumer says lawmakers were blocked from learning about selection of DeJoy as Postmaster General. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, D. New York, is amping up the pressure on Postmaster General Louis DeJoy. Along with all the other critiques, the senator is now speaking up, claiming the U.S. Postal Service blocked lawmakers from questioning the firm that selected DeJoy for the position. He is asking the USPS to be more transparent as the investigation into DeJoy's policies and position continues. After Donald Trump complained about mail-in voting for months, the Postmaster General announced that because of sweeping changes he was making to the Postal Service, the mail-in votes may not be delivered in time to be counted. The president followed this by admitting he doesn't want people to vote by mail, as he knows it will be fewer votes for him. This led to committees in both chambers launching inquiries and calling DeJoy in to testify. He'll testify at a Senate hearing on Friday and a House hearing on Monday. In a letter to the USPS, Schumer accused the USPS of potentially concealing details about the involvement of Trump and his top aides in those changes that would affect mail-in ballot delivery. Initially, Schumer sent an inquiry to the USPS in June. He wanted to learn more about the process that was used to select DeJoy, known as a top GOP fundraiser. It's the duty of the USPS Board of Governors to fill the position of Postmaster General. The executive search firm, Russell Reynolds Associates, was used to select DeJoy. The board responded to Schumer a month later and said that much of the information I requested was confidential without evidence, said Schumer. An attorney for the executive search firm said the Postal Board had refused to waive a non-disclosure agreement. This blocked lawmakers from conducting oversight obligations to better understand the selection of Mr. DeJoy. Schumer tried to find out if the White House and Treasury Department involved themselves in the search process. This was because of Trump's attacks on the Postal Service and mail-in voting. On its own, Schumer's officer learned about contacts between Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and the board's governors that were previously undisclosed, troubling the senator. He called on the USPS board to release the search from its NDA and provide more information about the involvement of the President and Treasury Secretary in the selection of DeJoy. The administration has repeatedly pointed to the role of Russell Reynolds to defend the selection of Republican megadonor with no prior experience as Postmaster General, while at the same time blocking the ability of Congress to obtain briefings from the firm and concealing the role of Secretary Mnuchin and the White House in the search process, wrote Schumer. A White House official speaking on condition of anonymity, said the board, not Trump, had selected DeJoy. The official praised the work he's done as well. Along with the ongoing inquiries from the Senate and the House, on Tuesday, 21 states announced plans to sue the USPS and DeJoy because the policy changes slowed down mail service and threatened to undermine the abilities of states to collect and count ballots during the election. A short time later, DeJoy said he would suspend the sweeping changes he was making and would rethink overtime pay and removing mail sorting machines and public collection boxes. I came to the Postal Service to make changes to secure the success of this organization and its long-term sustainability, said DeJoy in a statement, obviously feeling the heat. I believe significant reforms are essential to that objective, and work toward those reforms will commence after the election. In the meantime, he continued, there are some long-standing operational initiatives, efforts that predate my arrival at the Postal Service, that have been raised as areas of concern as the nation prepares to hold an election in the midst of a devastating pandemic. He added that his reason for suspending his changes is to avoid even the appearance of any impact on election mail. This does not get him off the hook, however. Some Democrats are still calling for him to be removed. Schumer was among lawmakers who earlier in the week urged the governing body to use its authority to undo DeJoy's changes that kept Americans from receiving benefit payments and prescription drugs through the mail. If DeJoy didn't cooperate, They said they would strip him of his title.